Good morning. Happy Monday, everyone. Welcome to First Take. Shay Cornett here with you. Stephen A. in the building as well.
I'm in the house with you, Shay.
Hi, Jay Will.
What up, Jay?
What's up, Shay? What up, SA?
What's going on? Oh, by the way, before we start the show, I don't know the kind of mood that I'm in, Jay. It could be this show, it could be my radio show, it could be YouTube. I just don't know what kind of mood, what will come out of my mouth this morning. I'm going to be on the air for at least 5 live hours. On top of that, my YouTube show. People been talking smack, particularly about me, and I'm in the kind of mood where I want to exhale and check some sorry bastards, and I will be doing that today. I don't know whether it's going to do it in the next 2 hours. I might do it. I might be in the mood 30 minutes from now, an hour from now, 2 hours from now. But I assure you, today, at some point, I'm going to deal with some sorry.
Hey, SA, if you want to take a 60-second timeout to display your feelings to the world anytime during your own show, please do so.
I don't, because I'm letting it foam, man. I'm letting it grow. Because I'm in the mood. Okay. I'm in a very, very good mood to express myself. So I just wanted, let's do the show. Okay. But I just want everybody to know, you just, at any time this show turns left, because something come out my mouth, it's going to be that kind of party today. All day. I just want to say that. Jay, it's good to see you, my brother. It's good to see you, baby.
Good seeing you too, baby. Okay.
Let's roll.
We'll be ready for anything here on First Take. We'll just put it that way. Kind of like they're ready for anything in New York. They are partying like it's 1999 in New York City after St. John's knocked off Kansas over the weekend to punch their ticket to the Sweet 16 for the first time in 27 years. Now they're dancing into the second weekend after a perfectly drawn-up play to Dylan Darling in the closing seconds. There it is. Pitino post-game about that play. Here he was.
Here's the amazing thing and the funniest thing I've ever been involved with. So we're going to run a play, but they got fouls to give. And Bells comes up to me and says, run power, which is a high back screen pick and roll. So I walk away. I said, okay, power. I walk away and said, wait a second. He hasn't scored a bucket and he wants to run a play for himself. And I'm thinking as I'm walking, I said, but he's Bells. And not only did he do it, he went with his right hand. So I'm real proud of him because to want the ball when you haven't made a shot is unbelievable.
It is unbelievable.
Yeah.
And if you don't know why they call Dylan Darling Bells, I'll let you Google that. We'll talk about it later on. Jay Will, I'm going to go to you, though. Now that we know St. John's is going to the Sweet 16, what chance do you give the Johnnies to advance through the second weekend, a.k.a. a Final Four or beyond?
SA, when I hear you talk about the Knicks during the postseason run, I see the stress in your face, and I see the turbulence, the volatility throughout the entire year. The conversation: where are they now? What's going on with the Boston Celtics?
Yeah.
I know how you feel. I know how you feel right now. I don't know how I feel about this game coming up. I am nervous. I know it's my job to be objective. I know it's my job to tell you the truth. I mean, I give St. John's a 50% chance of winning this whole thing. I do.
50% to win the NCAA tournament? Is that what you just said?
Yeah, that's what I just said. I'm looking at, all right, Duke is a crazy game. Can they beat Duke? Would you be surprised if St. John's beat Duke?
At this point, no.
No. All right, so Patrick Gamba, down 2 starters, he comes back. Not sure he finds his win. I think Duke is probably favored, but they can win that game. If they see UConn or Michigan State, they beat UConn twice already.
Yeah.
Twice. Now, that would be a bloodbath. I would love to see that game if it were to happen. Dan Hurley, Rick Pitino, but they've proven they could beat UConn already. So now you're talking about them being in the Final Four. Now, look at what happened last night. Florida lost to Iowa. Now we're talking about Nebraska and Iowa, Illinois, or Houston. If they got to the Final Four, if they met Houston, if they met Illinois, if they met Iowa, if they met Nebraska, they couldn't win that game. They could win that game. So now we're talking about them being in the championship game. The road is carving out itself to be possible. I never thought I'd be saying this. I mean, the last team to win a championship to shoot under 34% from the three-point line, guess what that was, Stephen A? Louisville, 2013. Guess who coached that team? Rick Pitino. That's all I'm saying to you, man. The path is leading itself to itself. I never thought I would say it, but it's possible.
Jay, I feel you on that. I get you. And I've had trepidation, Jay, about St. John's. You understand? I'm from Queens. I'm from Hollis. I went to Thomas Edison High School, right across the street from the Grand Central Parkway at St. John's University. I got nothing but love for them. I grew up in the days where I was watching Chris Mullen with Walter Berry, with Mark Jackson, with Willie Glass, even Bill Wennington, I remember. The Crew with Lou Carter II as the coach. Listen, I go way back. St. John's, I looked at them and I said to myself, damn it, they can't shoot. They can't shoot. And then something happened yesterday. You know what that was, Jay? Bryce
Defense.
Hopkins. No.
Ooh, okay.
Bryce Hopkins. I mean, the brother only made 25 threes this season in 35 games. But he hit 6 of 9 yesterday. And Rick Pitino, knowing his team can't shoot worth a damn, at least dating back to last year because they shot 4 of 41. They combined with Arkansas to shoot 4 of 41 from three-point range in the NCAA tournament last year. I looked at them and I said, you know, I'm just not feeling. I know they're tough. I know they don't back down from anybody. I know that they defend because their defense is no joke. They're exceptionally well coached. But call it a prisoner of the moment, Jay Williams. I'm going to say it here on national television. I got St. John's going to the Final Four. They will beat Duke, and then they will beat the winner of UConn and Michigan State, whether it's H to the Izzo or it's Dan Hurley, who I love. And I got the Storm in Queens, New York. Queens in the building. I got the Storm going to the Final Four. Now, damn it, that wasn't my pick to the NCAA tournament. That's not what I picked. That's not what I picked, okay? But Duke's got some injuries. And UConn, I know they kind of want him back. I get it. But I'm just of the mindset right now, watching St. John's survive the way that they did yesterday, watching them neutralize late in the first half. Kansas went about 7 minutes without a field goal, okay? Even though they won about 6 minutes themselves, it was a struggle. In the end, I'm looking at St. John's, and I'm like, if anybody can shoot, if anybody on their squad just has a good game shooting the basketball, their defense and their toughness and their coaching will carry them through. I'm going to roll with St. John's going to the Final Four.
Here's a differentiator for you. You ready? Even if their shooting is not on par, it's not Bryce Hopkins has a poor night. You know what they do? They muck it up. It's almost like you're looking at the Detroit Pistons of college basketball.
16 turnovers yesterday.
Without the Cade cutting it.
Yeah. Of course, 16 turnovers yesterday.
They muck it up. That's what I'm saying. So they beat you on a defensive end. And one last thing. And Shay, I know you alluded to it at first. Yo, church bells, give me that all day long. All day long. I mean, that kid, the darling of New York City, he's a lefty. For him to close out the game, first off, great strategy by Bill Self. They had 4 fouls to give. Yep. They kept winding down the clock. This dude who's a lefty, even though they closed out, I don't know what Darren Peterson is looking at on the left side of the floor, by the way. Yeah. But the fact that he drove righty and finished it with his right hand in traffic, after not dropping a bucket the way he has the whole game. Come on, man.
It was a great play.
Like, that's special.
It was a great play by Darling, no doubt, especially when that was his first shot that he made. He missed all 4 of his three-pointers, some of them badly, by the way. All right, but props to him. The flip side to it is if you're Kansas, it ain't some three-point that they launched and went in. You can't let some miniature dude drive to the hole and no help comes. I mean, no help from anywhere came. It's the last seconds. You can't let that happen. But it was emblematic of what we've seen from Kansas on far too many occasions this season.
So the thing with St. John's, we don't have any real Cinderellas, right, left in this tournament.
Right.
So St. John's now it feels like almost has become that because they haven't had a winning record in conference in like over a decade. They've gone through a handful of coaches, and here they are finding themselves in the Sweet 16 for the first time since 1999. Let's go to the other side of this, though. We talked about Darren Peterson here for a second. The Jayhawks go home now in the round of 32, despite having possibly the top pick in the NBA draft in Darren Peterson. He played 36 minutes. He scored 21 points. He had 4 boards, 4 blocks. We know the narrative that has surrounded Darren Peterson. Should he be a top 5 pick in the upcoming NBA draft?
Hell no. Hell no. I'm going to say it loud, and I'm going to say it. Listen, I'm not rooting against the kid. The kid is electrifying. He's got the skills. Jay, he's a walking bucket. You see, it's not, ignore his stats, even though yesterday wasn't great, 5 of 15 from the field.